All right, everybody. Welcome into Chicago Hockey Radio postgame shows. Justin Lynch, Tassos Kirkos, and Lee Grossman. I hope everybody can hear me. I have no idea if people are actually going to be able to hear me or not, but I think you will. Please let us know in the chat really quick if we're all good to go. Chicago Hockey Radio. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio, and make sure you're leaving a 5-star rating and review, whether you're listening on Apple or Spotify. Hawks lose 6-4 to the Calgary Flames Sunday afternoon tilt. That was, I think I'm the one that's probably a bit more upset about it than everybody else. But how are we feeling today, fellas?
I'm actually, yeah, I'm not that upset about it. Like if the game ended after the second period, I'd be pissed because that was a pathetic first 40 minutes outside the beautiful Bedsy one-timer courtesy of Taylor Hall. That was cinema. Outside of that, those first 40 minutes left a lot to be desired. But I love this team's fight back. It was very similar to the Isles game. I called it watching the game with my parents. Like this team's not going to roll over and die. We're going to make it interesting, and we did. 6-4 looks a lot better than 5-1. Bedsy 3-point game. Like that's an outstanding tank loss, boys. I know we don't want to talk about that in December, but I mean, going into this one, I think me and Lee talked about in the pregame show. Like we were a little nervous going into this one. Maybe me more so, just because the Flames are so good at home and 3-game winning streak. Maybe the Hawks are due for a game like this, right? I will say, Mrazek and Jones, their first games back, pretty rusty. You could see the rust. And that wasn't great. But no, I think there are good things to take away. I like the fight back from the Sorensen's club. I think this team's a lot more watchable, a lot more entertaining. We're scoring goals again. The defense still maybe taking a step back, but I think there's good things to work with here. And yeah, like it's not really a loss I'm that upset about, to be honest with you.
I thought it was a ratty game from
Very chippy.
Calgary. Calgary was they were slime balls today.
Yeah, pop the soul, number one op.
In Popsicle going after all of our young guys with these, I'm not gonna say that they're illegal like cheap shots, but it's not like he's trying to avoid hitting them in the head. I would have liked to see someone like Patrick Maroon take his stick and break it over that guy's head.
Yeah, I thought that's why we
Um,
have guys like that to step up when Bedard and Nazar are getting assaulted.
Yeah, but the reason why I'm not super upset is exactly what Justin just said. That the way they rallied back in the third, Connor Bedard playing a fantastic game. A couple of beautiful assists.
Hmm.
And how about that line? I mean, geez, there's so much to talk about. I feel like in this game, but how about that line? I think that that's what the nice thing about having Nazar now in this lineup is that he's not Bedard, but he plays a similar way to where you can just flip flop those two on those top two lines. But I thought Hall, Bedard, and Bertuzzi
That was a
tonight.
great line.
Hey,
I would do that going forward, right? I mean, they're playing a lot together. All Bedard's points came from either Bertuzzi or Hall today. They look so good together. So yeah, maybe make that the combo going forward because I didn't really like Foligno and Donato. Bedard, like Foligno, we got this unk on his wing. It's like try to keep up with him. That doesn't really look so good. But Hall and Bertuzzi, I think, really complement his game, right? Beautiful one-timer assist to Bedard from Hall in the first goal, and then Bedard just setting up Bertuzzi on a silver platter twice in a row. I mean, those goals were pretty much identical to each other. The second and third goals, one of them on the power play too. So that was good to see. So hopefully see more of that going forward from those two for sure. And Hall and Bertuzzi have looked like different players under sorts, and they've both gotten going here. A lot of those guys have. Quiet 2-point game for Turbo as well. 10 points in his last 4 games for Teuvo Teravainen. Ilya Mikheyev keeps his goal streak alive. There is so much going on here, man. Just one of the games of all time.
Tassos, what frustrated you so much about this game?
So I wasn't as high on this game as I think you guys were. Sorry, I'm going to make sure that my microphone is elevated here because don't they have the microphones on like the bottom of Mac laptops? Like I think it's like a terrible design here. But so I hated the first goal, the Huberdeau goal. I hated it.
Shorthanded, yeah.
Shorthanded. Nazar gets beat to the puck, and Seth Jones is nowhere to
That
be
was a bad
found.
play by
Yeah,
Seth.
Seth's got to keep that puck in.
Yeah, I mean that was really bad. I told you guys I thought the second goal from Nazem Kadri,
Oh,
the 2-0 goal, like handcuffed Peter Mrazek. Like, boys,
shit,
if
man.
my beer league netminder did not stop that puck, I'd be looking at him like, buddy, what are you doing here? You
I was
know?
missing soda tonight. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he played so well. That's the first time in this kid's career that he's started and won 3 straight NHL games. Why wouldn't you run the hot hand? Like,
I have a question about this topic. Um, when Broswat comes back, and if you put Soda on waivers to have him play in Rockford. He's going to get picked up.
He's going to get picked up.
Yeah, trade Peter. Trade
So
Peter.
you
Like,
got to
Soda's
trade
the
Peter
answer.
Mrazek right now.
Yeah, I mean, his value is... Doesn't he have 2 years left after this
Not
one?
going to be helped after that
Well,
game.
he's got 1 year. He's got 1 year after this, and I think that you let Mrazek hopefully turn it around here. You know, it's his first game back from injury. Hopefully he turns it back around. Maybe plays in the Winter Classic game, wins it with national attention, and then that's when you trade him.
I don't know if I want to start Peter in the Winter Classic, dude. I want to win that game.
Well, I mean... But Justin, you got to understand that this coaching staff, everybody in that room feels like Peter Mrazek's our number one guy.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Not anymore. I don't think anymore. I don't think they think that anymore.
I don't know. I think they're. You already know they're going to be like, yeah, it was a tough game. We didn't really defend well in front of him. It was his first game back after injury.
They're not going to blame him.
They're not going to blame it on Peter Mrazek.
That's not all on him. Like the defense, I think, was pretty brutal today as well. Seth Jones, rough first game back for him too. Korchinski, I love the guy, but he had some brutal turnovers today. Not just him. Like, all have guys in that defense, not their best game. So it's not all on Peter, right? He did make some big saves too. Like he made that one paddle save in the first, and he made the save on the penalty shot. But otherwise, definitely a game to forget for him for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. 5 goals against on 29 shots doesn't paint the picture of... No, it's not good. It's bad. It's bad.
I'm just saying, like the loss is a lot on him, but not entirely. Yeah.
My whole thing is that we cannot let a 25-year-old goaltender who's been playing unreal go for nothing. You can't do that.
The guts up of him.
He's clearly the most valuable goaltender we have right now, just because of his age and the way he's playing. You've got to do something to avoid the catastrophe that would be letting him go for free.
Bro, Lee, could you imagine saying that sentence last season? Arvid Soderberg, the most valuable. No. Like, seriously, like the comeback arc this guy's had this season has been something to witness. So hopefully he's back in net. That's curious. What's they're going to do next? I imagine Soderberg's back in net Monday. Hopefully for our live stream gets a dub, but I don't know. I mean, what do you think they do there? That's kind of an interesting conundrum. I think you'll go back to Soderberg, but do they give Pierre another shot here?
So I think what you have to do is hopefully Brossoit is still out. The longer that Brossoit is out, the better, honestly, because then
he's still out for a while.
We have more time to figure this out. But what you do is I think you go 1A, 1B, probably split the games evenly between the two of them, and you got to get Peter Mrazek going so that you can sell him for something. Because I do think that when he's playing well, there's a lot of teams that need better goaltending that are going to be, gearing for playoff runs. I think Peter Mrazek is a reasonably priced guy that teams will want. But
which teams? Which teams?
I don't know. Like, let's go through.
The Carolina Hurricanes, who had him already.
I would have said the Oilers, but Skinner's been playing a bit better lately, and Peter, he was playing well, before his injury. To be fair, so hopefully he can get back into that form here. Maybe it was just first game rust, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the Canucks maybe.
Does Colorado feel like they're set now?
They've already switched their entire tandem. You think they're gonna do it again?
I don't know.
Maybe if they bring in like a third guy,
they've already had, like,
for
6
insurance.
Goaltenders this year. I think seriously.
Yeah, no, you're right. Buddy, they threw out like Trent Miner out there at times, and
LA.
Yeah. Oh gosh, hold on. Everybody's about to come into my spot here, being very, very loud. We're gonna see if I can somehow mitigate this with you guys. Continue.
Do LA feel like they can go on a long run with Darcy Kemper?
Probably not.
I'm just throwing shit out. I don't know.
Transitioning back to the Flames here, the Hawks made Jonathan Huberdeau and Nazem Kadri look like their prime selves. They were absolutely cooking us tonight. That was something I noticed. Huberdeau is always in the thick of it.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at other teams.
Oh, you're still looking at the goalie situation?
Yeah, I don't know. Golden Knights.
Maybe.
I don't know. They haven't gotten the best goaltending. Aiden Hill has got a...
They're not trading him. You want to take Ilya Samsonov back in a trade?
If it means I get draft picks, yeah, I don't care.
Okay, fair enough.
It doesn't matter.
I was always looking for draft picks as draft capital.
We'd be moving Mrazek and probably retaining salary for draft capital or prospect or players.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I mean, getting back to the game though, I think what was frustrating for me is like you get that goal from Bedsy like in the second period, right? It's a 2-1 game. It's like okay, like that's huge, right? And then all of a sudden the Flames score like three unanswered. One of them came like 28 seconds after Bedard's goal. Something this team continues to struggle with is like that. So shift after goals. I yap about this a lot, but it's something the team's had a problem with. And just letting things kind of pile, right? We saw in the first Islanders game last week where they scored 3 in 2 minutes, and then the game after as well against the Devils. And this was very similar, 3 goals in like a 7-minute span. And then they came on the third period, and it's like it's a whole Uno reverse card moment, right, where the Hawks score three unanswered. So yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. People in chat are asking who starts at the Winter Classic.
I think Arvid Soderblom, if you're answering the question today, right?
I think he should, but I don't know if he will.
He probably won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Lee's kind of bang on there. They probably still view him as a starter.
Yeah, I think that if Mrazek puts together, well, how many games do we have until then?
Well, Monday, and I think there's two more. I think 3 games, right? Because we got the Monday game, then there's the break, and then we play on the 27th and the 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so then you got to give Mrazek
Like 2 of those 3, and then Peter or Soderblom for the Winter Classic.
Three games before the Winter Classic. You have the Wild, the Sabres, the Stars.
Yeah, so you got to give Mrazek 2 of those.
Yeah,
Ooh, buddy, the Sabres on Friday.
Yeah. We'll see if they're still in that losing streak, right?
So I think you give shit. I don't know.
I think give Peter the tough ones and like win with Soderblom against the Sabres. Yeah.
Give or give Peter the next 2 and let Soderblom play the Sabres and I don't know, dude.
Yeah, that's probably the move.
I just think that it's a real problem that we need to acknowledge is having these 2 with Brossoit still waiting on IR. And Soderblom being the man out. You have to do something about that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's not quite. I think we're still a ways away though. I think Brossoit. I think he's still like weeks away, right? It's probably a January-ish return with him. Who even knows with Brossoit? I feel like they keep moving the goalposts with him. Like, do we even have an exact time frame?
Does he even live in Chicago? Is he alive?
Is he even here? Where is he? Is he
is
he hanging out with India? Jonathan Tays in India? What's going on with him?
Maybe he should be.
I think he should be. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. But yeah, I mean, kind of getting back to this game, though, the shots were pretty even. 30-28 for the Flames. And, like, for the first 2 periods, like, it was pretty lopsided. I brought this point up. Like, the Hawks have kind of been out outpossessing the opposing team for most of the games recently. This is probably the first game where that was kind of different, but it changed in the third period, of course, but kind of reverted back to some of those, like, early games under Sorensen. But I think overall, we're still 4-4. We're still 500 under him. I think my overall feeling is still the same, right? And if Bedsy's producing, too, like, those losses are more bearable, right? When the young guns are producing. Yeah.
Something that I wrote down in my notes watching the game was I wanted Panger's like enthusiasm this game. I don't know why.
He was into it.
It was firing me up. Like, I'm sorry, I love when announcer. I don't know why it's become so popular. I understand why the league wants to protect its officials and stuff, but I feel like so many commentators protect.
Yeah, I hate that, the refs.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to call out the refs.
To hear him call out the refs on a couple of stupid penalties.
Some weird ones.
Yeah, some really weird calls.
Bro, Betsy was elbowed in the freaking jaw, which that gave me Vietnam flashbacks. Thankfully, he was fine. And there was no call on that. Nazar was also absolutely pummeled. No call on that. And there was a few instances late in the game, too. I think the Hawks could have had power play here or there. The Flames added some. There was a weak slashing call on Bedard, too. He took that personally. Got like 2 more assists there. But, yeah, I mean, there was a few wacky calls today for sure.
But then also when, like, the Hawks score and I shout, like, yeah, and the announcer's also shouting, that fires me up. That gets me on my feet.
They're into it, yeah. I feel bad for Panger, too. I wanted to see us beat his former team, right? I'm sure he wasn't happy for him being back in that bar. He's commentating a lot of games and seeing the L. But also, the Hawks' PK drought finally ended today, unfortunately. They went, what was it, 11 straight games or something, 30 consecutive kills without allowing a goal, and that finally ended today. So that was a shame. It was the Hawks' best PK since 2013. We all remember how good that team was. So, unfortunately, that drought, or that streak, I should say, is now over. But, still a good game for the PK. They were 4 for 5, and we got a power play going there, too, 1 for 3. So, good game for the special teams, I would say. Yeah.
I'm so okay with the PK from that game because we called for it the other day. I loved seeing Nazar and I loved seeing Reichel out on the PK. I think
some shorthanded looks.
I think it's so valuable for those guys, and I thought they did a good job. They weren't the ones that were nice for the goal, So I'm pumped. I want to keep seeing that for the rest of the year. Get these guys that are going to be, big pieces going forward on the penalty kill.
I'm with you. It's good experience for those guys, right? I'm totally with you. Um, Also, yeah, Frank the Tick, man, he's so due. He's so
I
due. I
know,
keep
I
saying it.
know.
I sound like a broken record player, but he's playing fine, dude. Like he's gonna break through here soon. I know I keep saying it, but it's gonna happen, right? Yeah,
Without the production, I still think he's playing like a really vital role on this team
I
right
think
now.
so. It just worries
Just,
me, right? I hope they don't
just
see that and set him
He
down,
will.
right?
There's no way they don't. They're gonna miss it because they can use him. He's the same type of player as Bedard. Like
Yeah.
he's looking to create plays and he's willing to drive the puck through the neutral zone with speed. He's trying to carry the puck into the zone.
Mhm.
He's trying to set up guys on his line, and so it's nice having two of those guys now in your on both your top lines, as opposed to just having Bedard and then trying to throw guys together with Bedard.
Yeah.
So
He's more defensively responsible too, which is a good thing. Yeah.
yeah, so I do think he's playing like a really valuable role in the lineup right now. But yeah, I really hope that the Blackhawks coaching staff don't get too worried about the lack of production there because it's gonna come.
Yeah, if you just look at the stats, like that's casual. You gotta watch the games and realize like he's gonna break through here. He's playing well. He's gonna get rewarded for it soon. But yeah, getting back to Bedsy there, it's good to see him score a one-timer goal. 'Cause it's kind of shocking, like as good of a one-timer and shot he has. He had scored a lot of goals like that in his career. So I think he could pile a lot more. Pile a lot more if he could score more goals like that. Good to see. Like to see him with Hall more. I think those two got good chemistry together. So yeah, make that a line. Hall, Bedard, Bertuzzi, right? Why not? I thought they looked good together today, and yeah, I move that roll with that going forward.
I think he's going to. I don't think you can,
And does Nazar slide in with Foligno and Donato then? How's that work out? Is the question. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you just have
I just
Foligno.
answered it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
think you
swap
have
them.
Foligno, Donato, and Nazar be the second line, and
Yeah,
then
that works.
which yeah, it's like why we brought Bertuzzi in to play with Bedard. Let's do it, maybe.
And Turbo Mikhaev connection, like that's still cooking. They were still looking really good today. Got, 2 assists for Turbo and then a goal for Mikhaev. So keep them together third line. The only issue I have still, and I feel the yep about it.
No, you're gonna say
Lucas
right.
Reichel, every game he looks good. You already knew it was coming, right? Every shift he's out there, you notice him. He's still the 4C. Like I'm not sure what we're gaining from this. It seemed I don't know. I don't get it, but I move him up. Otherwise, I'm happy.
I'm really content with the way the lines are right now. If I'm being honest with you, like yes, switch Nazar and Bedard basically with their
Yeah.
set of wingers, and then I think the third line has been excellent. Keep using them for shutdown, and they've been producing as well. And then the fourth line, Reichel and Maroon obviously have their chemistry, and once Smith comes back, they're
That's
going
gonna
to
be
be better.
big.
And
Anderson's nothing. He's Mr. Entwistle. Like he's just out there getting his cardio in.
you've
Yeah.
been although Reichel's stayed as that fourth line center, Sorensen's been giving him opportunities with
The special teams.
with Bedard and stuff, and on the special
Double
team.
shifting Bedard. I love that he does that,
I
Bedard.
love it. I love
That's
it.
great. Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
experimented. We saw Nazar and Reichel a few times, like you said, which is great. Yeah.
this is clearly the most set I feel like we've been with our lines all
Yes.
season.
Definitely showing more chemistry.
Even though you're kind of we're probably going to switch Bedard and Nazar. I think that it's not one of those things where it's like it's not working. It's just gonna be better.
I will say this: I didn't love they started Seth out at PP1. I think like they did move it back later in the game, right? They put Vlasic back up there, but it's like I think Seth should have to take that back from Vlasic because I think he's been doing a pretty good job quarterback in the first unit. So I think I would have Vlasic quarterback the first unit, and then Seth can do the second. But we'll see if that it looks like they want Seth on that first unit, which I guess I get it, but I don't know. I prefer Vlasic up there.
Yeah, no, I don't. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't really understand that move too much. I thought Vlasic didn't have the best game. I wrote it like he had a couple of sloppy plays, but then also he had a couple of defensive plays that were just so unreal that I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, this guy is insane. So even on like a quote unquote bad game, I thought he still looked pretty. He was a -1, had 4 shots on net, like.
Really? 4 shots. Damn. I love that. He's such a bomb. He should be shooting more often, right? And yeah, and he had a nice rush late in the third period too. Like as I watched that, I'm like, God damn, this guy can fly. Like I want to see him get involved in the offense more often. I think he is doing that. I think under Sorensen, that's going to benefit his game too. Seth's too. I think Seth's going to turn around here. I do think he's going to work out in the system that encourages offense from the D. But this was a rough first game back for him. But I'll chalk it off to he's been off for 4 weeks now, so it's going to take some time. Peter too is out too, so hopefully they'll be fine. I think they will. I'm noticing though. Look at the standings. Hopefully the Sabres lose today because the Hawks are back in last place here. So hopefully the Sabres losing streak can continue.
Tassos, how do you feel about Seth Jones playing almost 27 minutes on his first game back?
So I thought Seth Jones was good, and while we're on the Buffalo conversation, I did want to bring up that on my flight yesterday, I listened to Friday's episode of Real Kipper and Born, and I not nobody brought this up on the show, but the idea was floated around of, the Buffalo Sabres and the losing streak and what needs to be done to fix this, right? How do you bring in more grown men into this lineup? I know the Buffalo Sabres probably say no to this trade, and there's probably a bit of sweeteners that need to be added each way. How about Seth Jones for Owen Power, guys?
Yes. Yes. I am all over that. Yeah, there's definitely going to be more. It's not just going to be straight up Seth for Owen Power. That'd be an absolute fleecing by Kyle.
It's
Probably
the
makes some
age.
draft.
The age difference is the big problem there with
Yeah.
doing it
Yeah,
one for
I
one.
don't know what like we would need to send a first, the second, and retain.
Yeah, it's not going to be. It sounds great.
You
but
probably
know
wouldn't need
it's
to
not.
retain. You probably wouldn't need to retain on it.
I don't know, dude. I think that Kevin Adams thinks he's a genius, and like I don't
He's
know if
not.
they're gonna. I don't think they're like looking to move on from like. I don't know.
That would be a stupid move for them.
Everything I've heard is from them, from the Buffalo camp. Like obviously all the media around Buffalo's like this isn't working. They have to do something. But the management and the coaches in Buffalo seem to think that like this is the squad to get it done.
The worst thing you could do for Buffalo is give up on your young core players. They've been doing that. Look what happens. They go to another team and win the Stanley Cup, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that doesn't make any sense for them. But it's for me. Yeah, let's do it. I think
Yeah,
there's
but-
Owen Power had a YouTube channel as a kid where he's wearing a Blackhawks. I think he's wearing a Blackhawk shirt in one of them. So maybe that's manifest destiny there. Who knows?
Former member of the Chicago Steel
That was a
too.
deep
That's
cut.
right. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Justin with the Owen Power childhood YouTube channel deep cut.
I always got the most random information on hand. Which
Yeah.
I know I got some people in the comments who think that I'm looking at stuff. No, I'm not. It's all from here, baby.
Yeah, no, Justin's just blessed, and
I'm just autistic with that stuff, man.
I love your just like your encyclopedia of knowledge. But yeah, Tassos, to answer the question, I would absolutely do that.
Yes.
Well, I think there's, again, like I said, there's other sweeteners that would need to be added to make something like that work. But
Patrick Maroon, I know you've often referred to him as a sweetener, maybe.
not in that kind of deal, my guy.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take a little more of that probably.
I'm talking Pat Maroon's the sweetener in like a Jason Dickinson, Connor Murphy kind of package going somewhere. The Donato something. Donato, Alec Martinez, Pat Maroon trio headed out the door.
Whoa, that would be a crazy. If a team that was trying to contend just swooped in and picked up 3 Blackhawks players,
Why not? Why wouldn't you? I think that's probably the way teams start doing things more in general anyways, like acquire multiple players in one trade for,
Yeah.
As opposed to, hey, we have to make 4 different deals to do one thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
On deck for the Hawks, we got the Minnesota Wild Monday. That's at Minnesota, right? Am I mistaken in that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. That's gonna be a tough one. I mean, we know how good that Wild. Although haven't they been struggling a little bit more lately?
They've lost 3 in a row.
So there you go.
Marcus Foligno had a beauty quote today where he was like, and he's a
Oh,
former Buffalo Sabre too, and he's like, oh, at least things aren't as bad as they are in Buffalo right now.
Such an unnecessary stray, but we're all here for it, right?
Yeah, just
That's
talk
great.
about kicking a guy when they're down. He's just damn.
Oh, Sabres are down 1-0 already.
Good.
We've turned this into the shitting on Buffalo podcast here. I like it. But yeah, for the Hawks, hopefully they can, have a nice response here heading into the break, because after that, they'll be off for 3 days and then back at it Friday, right? And that's against Buffalo, who we've been teeing up a little bit here already. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough game against the Wild, but we will be live streaming that, right? That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Tee it
Wild
up,
game.
fellas. Tee it up.
Yeah,
Very
it's gonna be a lot
excited
of
for
fun. It's gonna be me, Justin, and Raven in the studio together. Justin, we got to do something Christmas themed. We got to figure that out.
We'll show up at something Christmas themed, and we'll maybe do some games or something. It'll be fun. You'll want to be there for the live stream. Maybe we'll get a little lubed up, So yeah. It'll be
Yes,
nice.
I was just gonna say eggnog and rum's gonna be flowing.
Yeah.
In abundance. I think it's gonna be a really fun stream. Somebody
Absolutely.
just said Raven Heart. Yeah, so it's gonna be.
And Raven will make an appearance too. Like he will be there, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Good. Awesome. So
All
that'll
right.
be used for Raven.
We are also doing a show on Monday. I think me
Yes.
and Justin are going to hold down the fort on some sort of maybe abbreviated version of a show on Monday.
Awesome. We will do that.
If Tassos, if the Hawks lose to Buffalo and we snap, how are you gonna feel?
I don't know. It depends on the game, man. Depends on how it goes, right?
You don't want to be the first team to let them break that drought, right?
I'll
I
lose
would
my
be.
mind.
I'll lose my shit. That's not
Yeah.
what we need going into the Winter Classic, right? We need to keep this momentum rolling. That would
Yeah.
not be good with that.
That's when we finally get the full Steve Dangle villain arc from the two of you, is if they, get
Oh,
dummied 9-2 by the Buffalo Sabres on Friday.
we lost
Yeah.
to a Zamboni driver. That'll be our moment for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, definitely gonna have some choice words if we lose that one.
Yeah, no, for sure. Hopefully, let's not speak into existence, right?
You guys want to do some Flames talk here for a second? Like, how you
Sure.
guys?
I mean,
What a bunch of fucking losers, dude.
I was about to compliment them.
Good,
and then you
good
went in
job,
like that.
Flames. Hey, I just want Flames fans to know that they're not making the playoffs. I know you think you're in the first wild card spot. By the way, you're not beating out like Vancouver and Dallas. Sorry, you're not making the
I
playoffs.
think they deserve some credit, though. I mean, they're 16, 11, and 7. Everybody thought they'd be like a tanking team this year. I agree with you, they're not going to make the playoffs, but like they've been better than we expected. Certainly better than I expected. I don't know how. Like the team on paper doesn't impress me, but they get the results.
I just thought they played that. They were like laughing on the bench and
Yeah,
having
no.
a good time, and like
Yeah,
they were just being, stinkers, dude. And
yeah, I'm with you there.
it's like, dude, you almost just let the Blackhawks, the bottom team in the league, storm back on you in the third.
And I
Like,
don't like blaming refs, but like I do think they were favoring them a little bit. I know we got some power plays late, but throughout the course of the game, I thought they were favoring them a little bit over us. But like anyway, that's just me complaining.
yeah. And again, I really would have loved to see like Tyler Bertuzzi absolutely KO that fucking.
Well, did you see Bertuzzi late in the game when he whacked I can't remember who it was that he
It was
whacked.
Huberdeau, because
It was
Huberdeau took
yeah.
his fucking helmet off.
Yeah, what was that all about? There was a lot of weird chippy moments like that in this game, especially late.
Yeah, Huberdeau took his helmet off, and then Bertuzzi slashed him back, and they called
Yeah.
Bertuzzi for it. It's like, great. Fantastic.
Yeah, that was a weird moment. I think they both got 10-minute misconducts, right?
Well,
Or maybe somebody else. It wasn't
it
Huberdeau.
was, yeah, it was the fucking popsicle guy. I don't even know his name.
Popsicle. Yeah, he was having a Matt
Marty
Rempe type game.
Pospisil?
Yeah, I'm not going to learn his name. Don't care. Didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, he's the Matt Rempe of the Calgary Flames there.
Yeah, someone should have fucking knocked that guy's teeth in. But
Yeah, I wanted to see more of a response, especially after that. I mean, Foligno was pretty pissed off about it, as you would hope, but especially
Donato
after
got a couple shots in.
yeah, there are a couple shots, but somebody's got to drop the gloves. Like Connor Murphy, that's his deal. He's always good at the fighting. I'm not sure he was there.
No, we got to give Donato the credit. He did drop the gloves with him. Just Popsicle didn't drop them back.
You're right. Sorry, you're right. Yeah,
He dropped the gloves, got a couple shots in. Then
he pussied out. Yeah.
yeah.
All
And then
talk, no action.
everybody got like on his back. So
You're right. I
good for Ryan Donato.
Oh yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's an absolute dog. Always stepping up for guys. He's a tough son of a bitch, man. He's always getting in there. You love that shit.
And I know Tassos loves seeing him drive to the net, even though that goal got disallowed. But
Almost as much as I love you guys swearing live on YouTube on a postgame show. That's almost as
sorry.
much as no. I'm just screwing around with you
Why
guys.
I feel like that goal should have? Is it just me or was that a clean? They didn't blow the whistle there, right? So like, why was that goal not counted?
I don't know.
Was that goal interference? Is that what they thought? I feel like that should have been a
I
goal.
think they were just saying that he pushed him in.
What?
I don't. You guys are the hockey
I
players.
think the puck went in before that happened, though. I thought because he did get pushed in the net a little bit after that, but
My dad texted me the same thing. My dad said that should have been a good goal.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have got us to overtime, dude, because that
I
would have
know.
made 5-5. Whatever. It's always if, right? I was thinking of, back in 2009, the Hawks had a 5-0 comeback against the Flames. I was thinking about that game in the third period. We were so close, but yet another edge by the opposition. We've gotten used to that this season, right?
Yeah.
Coronado, Zari, those are good players. Dustin
Yeah,
Wolf,
good.
even though he wasn't good tonight, but he's good for them.
He was better than Peter. He was as good as he needed to be. Yeah,
Any of the
But-
three of us would have been better than Peter tonight.
that's fair. Yeah, I think last season Soderblom would have been better than Peter.
I did. Did I say something on the pregame about him being Swiss cheese tonight?
Yeah, I think you called that one.
Accidentally manifested that one a little.
I said it'd be 2-1 Flames. I thought it'd be like one of those classic low-scoring grinder
Yeah,
type
so did I.
boring afternoon games. It was not like that at all.
We
Push-
missed.
Yeah, I did not cook with that one.
No, I thought the same thing though. So can't blame you for that.
Although I did say the Flames are win, so at least I was right about that. I'm not happy I was right about it, but I was.
Somebody in
Okay.
chat said, "Are you guys doing questions next week?" Yes.
No question. No.
Oh, no,
No.
no Friday show.
Pay attention. Keep up, brother. No questions next week. Any questions you ask this week will be answered the following week, Winter Classic week. All right.
Yes.
We'll have plenty of questions to answer then. That'll be hell of a
Any
week.
other questions for the people you'd like to get wrongly before we go?
Yeah, we're always willing to do questions, so send questions whenever, and I'll sneak in the answers.
Well, Lee always likes to talk whenever he can. So yeah, send any questions you got to Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. You can call me on the phone if you want.
You could just
Yeah,
tag him on Twitter, and Lee will get into an hour-long debate with you on Twitter over
I,
whatever topic you're willing to discuss.
I almost did that. I almost left like a hate comment on Instagram, but I realized I was on the CHR page.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, don't give us a bad look, man. Pretty much everything you see in CHR in terms of like the story is like when talking is
all
pretty
Lee.
much always from Lee. So don't don't necessarily associate me and Tassos to that whatsoever, unless we agree with it.
I love how my co-hosts are doing everything in their power to separate.
Throw you under the bus. Bus Lee. Under the bus.
I love that. I'm okay with being the bad guy.
All right. Anything else from this game, guys?
Not for me.
Yeah, I don't think I have much else. I mean, for me, a 3-point game for my boy.
Doesn't
That's a certified B-Hawk memes W for me. But anyway, it's an L for the Hawks.
Hawks lose Bedard point.
Hell yeah.
That was a bad game. Bad game. I want to see better on Monday.
For
A
me,
60-minute effort.
I don't
There was
watch
not a
that
60-minute
That's a
effort.
bad game. Like the 4-1 loss in Vancouver a few weeks ago under Richardson. That's a bad game.
Yes.
You know, like the 3-1 loss to Seattle in Seattle. That's a bad game.
This was a bad game.
Tonight wasn't a bad game. Tonight was a fun game. The guys showed fight. I'm not having that. I'm not having that.
I enjoy losses where at least scoring goals and the guys we want to see perform are performing, right? Those are more satisfying L's for me. I'll take that all day. But definitely a more complete effort from period to period will be nice next time because that was definitely not here today.
Your franchise piece had 3 points. It's not a bad game.
Hawks. I mean, there's an argument that Hawks lose but Bedard point is better than Hawks win no Bedard point. Yeah, I'm on the nothing there. This season, not in the future.
Okay. We'll be back Monday. Please subscribe to this podcast, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please follow us on Instagram. Please leave a 5-star rating and review either on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you already do all of those 3 things and you're sick and tired of us talking about it, tell a friend to do so. Tell a family member, tell a sibling, tell a cousin. I don't know. Tell your dad, tell your mom.
Uncles, aunts.
Unks and aunts.
Thank you.
The meetup on Thursday was super fun. It was really nice getting to talk to all of you that came and just were sharing your experiences of watching us, and I don't know, it was super cool. So yeah, you do all those things, we can do more of these kinds of things, and following us on Instagram is a good way to make sure that you're up to date with all the content that we're putting out. So that's it. Hawks lose, but we will be back Monday. See everybody then.
That's right. Adios.